What's up, guys? Martha Greatest is here. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about there's a difference between being nice and being a pushover. Now, if you're new to my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, share this video with anyone that you may know, you guys. And let's get right into it, y'all. So, there's a difference between being nice and being a pushover, okay? So, a lot of people think that being a nice person means, oh, I'm just gonna do, a person is just gonna do whatever for them. Being a good person to people means, you know, not always, doing everything for that person, but just saying or just being treating that person in a good way. So let's say, for an example, somebody says, hey, can you do this for me? Let's say, for instance, somebody was asking me to do their homework for them, right? So being nice is, um, sir, I'm not going to do your homework for you. Or being nice says, it means that I hope you find the answer, but I can't really help you with that. That's being nice. Now, being a pushover is to that question is saying, oh, okay, I'm gonna do this for you. Oh, I can do this for you. And I'm not saying that that person is wrong for asking for help, because in the real world, you're gonna have to. In that case, that's cooperation, but you gotta also realize that there are people that want people to do their work for them, and that's where people are gonna start to view you as a pushover when you start doing things that the other person should be doing on their own. They want somebody else to do it, and that is wrong. And sometimes, you know, being nice is not always enough. So sometimes you got to be rough. And yes, it might push people away from you, but at the same time, you have to have that self-respect for yourself, right? So that people won't push you over. There's just boundaries that you have to let people know that they can't cross, you know? And some people are willing to go and push those boundaries. So sometimes you have to set that line and say, "Hey, um I'm not okay with you doing this. I'm not going for this." Or sometimes, you know what else you can do? Sometimes when somebody asks you, for example, to do an assignment for them, you can say, I don't really know how to do this either. Or y'all could work together. And that way y'all could work together and figure it out. But that's not the same as somebody doing it for you. Like saying, oh, do you have the answer to this? Or do you have the answer? Like, nah, man. Like, you can ask for help without giving out all the answers. And that's the difference. you know and people are so quick to turn their back on you when you don't give them what they want. And this is the reality of today's world, is that when people don't get what they want, they uh they get all nasty, and they basically cry like a baby, man. And I'm just being real, because like they act like a spoiled brat, and there are a lot of spoiled brats in the world. I don't mean to criticize everybody, but I'm just keeping it real. That hey, there's a lot of people that are really spoiled and have never had to work for anything in their life. And in this world, no one is just gonna give you a handout. No one's just gonna give you uh, whatever you want when you want. There are times where you're gonna have to get your butt up and go out there and go for what you want and work for it. That's how you get what you want in life. Or else, and people expect it to land it right in their lap, like Santa Claus or like Christmas, especially with the Christmas time. appearing like they expect things to just fall in their lap. Like, no, no. In this world, let me say this again. In this world, if you want something, you have to get your butt up. You have to go out into the world. You have to work for it and actually earn it. That's how you get to where you want to be. Now, I'm not saying you can't ask for help. I'm not saying you can't cooperate. I'm just saying don't expect anyone to do what you want in your life. Because no one is going to care about your life like you care. Let me say that again. No one is going to care about your life like you care about your life. So you have to work. And especially if you live in the United States, we live in a capitalist society, meaning that whatever you work for, whatever you earn, that's what you get. And a capitalist society reveals who the true hustlers are and who is just expecting a handout and wants to be a parasite in society, wants to leech off of other people. The capitalism reveals that quite simply. And I know some of you guys have heard of people that live off of the government and expect the government to hand them money and some people, and I don't knock on how people live, right? I don't That's none of my business. But I'm saying out here in this world in general, there's some people that are living off of the government and never want to get off because they want to be a parasite, right? And I'm pretty sure a lot of people that subscribe to my channel and even outside of my channel know people like this, right? And hey, if the truth hurts your feelings, man, maybe this channel's not for you, okay? But I'm just speaking true facts that are happening around in the world, right? You don't want to be around parasites, that people that leech off of you, people that always are asking for something. A lot of people don't want to be around those types of people. But when you show other people that you're willing to hustle and you're willing to grind for what you want in life, you get a lot of respect for that. You get a lot of respect for getting your butt up and busting your butt every day just to get what you want in life. That is respectable. And that's why I have high respect for career fields like truck drivers, handymen like engineers, electricians, plumbers, HVAC people. All of those things, like the tradesmen, those are highly respected fields. Why? Because they get their butt up every single day just to perform a job, right? And those are the people that are most respected, and a lot of them are very nice people. You got some buttholes, but you know, for a lot of them, they're very nice people, and they're not pushovers, and they're rough, you know. And I have nothing but respect for any of them, for all of the tradesmen. Like, they do jobs that a lot of people do not want to do. So I commend them. I take my hat off to them because those are people that have earned their respect. And in life, people are going to respect you based on how useful you are. Let me say that again. People are going to respect you based on how useful you are. So if you're not useful, if you're not providing any value in society, they're just going to look at you like you're a nobody. Because in this world, that's what we're judged on. We're judged on, are you useful in today's society? If not, then you're nobody. You're useless, especially for men growing up in 2022 all across the world. Like, if you don't provide any value, people look at you like useless. And it's the truth, man. And I don't want you guys to be pushovers where people feel like they can do whatever they want to you and say whatever around you. Like sometimes you have to set those clear boundaries, and sometimes people won't get it until you've earned that respect. Let me say that again. Sometimes people won't get it or see those boundaries until you've earned that respect. You know what I mean? And sometimes those are just people that you just need to not be around. Just avoid it altogether. But there are other times, like for an example, if you're in the workplace and somebody wants to do something to you and you set the boundaries down and you tell it how it is, that's how you get a lot of respect, you know? And that's just that's the way the world works, cuz you have a lot of evil people, you have a lot of people that want to do harm or do bad against other people. And sometimes you just got to teach that lesson to them, whether it's by speaking, whether it's by whatever. And that's just how the world works, man. And, you got to, it's a tough world out here. It's going to chew you up and spit you back out. That's how the world is nowadays. It's a rough, mean, nasty place, man. I mean, it's rough out here, but if you navigate right, if you know how to be resilient, if you know how to set those boundaries and demand respect. Now, what I mean when I say demand respect, I don't mean getting in front of people's faces and say, "Respect me. You better respect me." No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying how you get people to respect you is you let them know, you talk to them, but you can be firm without being nasty. Let me say that again. You can be firm without being nasty to people, and they respect that. They honestly do, and there have been plenty of times in my life where I've had to do that, where I've had to tell a professor like, hey, like I don't appreciate what you're doing to me, or I don't appreciate this action you just did. There was one time where, I was in school, I was in college, and there's this professor, that I had, and I believe it was a Christian professor. I went to a 7-day Adventist college. So, I had one professor one day, and at the end of the semester of our class, he asked for all of our assignments. He asked for basically our notebooks. So we were like taking notes in the notebooks. And so he was going by every student who had their notes. And there are kids that did, and there are kids that didn't. Right. So I told him about my situation. And I told him, that I had mine. And when I was getting ready to show it, because he had everyone else show their notebooks, but when it came to me, and when I was getting ready to show it to him and I told him that I had it, he skipped on to the next person. And I found that very rude. So then at the end of the class, I asked him, "Hey, you forgot to check my notebook." Right? And I showed him my notebook. And that's just a prime example of, not being a pushover, not letting people get away with things that is wrong, you know? And sometimes you got to be like that, You can be, some people are ruthless like that. They're going to just skip right over you and act like they don't see you. And it's a sad world, but that's what I had to do. And it's sad because it's not a student, but a teacher. And you would expect a teacher to be respectful to their students, but you got some rude butthole teachers. You really do. You have some cutthroat, mean teachers, man. I mean, I've seen it all. especially at my 7 Day Adventist university, I've seen some wicked stuff, and I've actually witnessed it, and it's happened to me. So I know what it's like to be disrespected, in front of 30 people. That's embarrassing. No one wants to be disrespected in front of all the students. And then when you go into school and people think they can just run all over you, and you got to put the ultimatum down. You have to put those boundaries down and say, "Hey man, I'm not standing for this." Or if you don't like it, then just leave. And that's kind of what I did. Like, I just left the school altogether, and I don't recommend this for everybody, but sometimes if you're not at a place where you are appreciated, don't tolerate it. And I made a video on this, but let me say that again, y'all. If you are at a place where you are not appreciated, don't tolerate it and leave. And that's what I had to do. And I'm proud to this day. At least I know I have my respect, and even if other people don't, like, at least I left with my sanity and my manhood. Because without those, and if I would have stayed there and let them push all over me, man, I probably would have went crazy. Who knows? I probably would have went crazy. So sometimes you got to leave a place that, where people are not respecting you at, where students are not being respected. You sometimes have to leave. And sometimes you have to make the adjustments to yourself as well. But there's just times where even when you set the boundaries down, sometimes people still won't get it. So you gotta leave and let them know when it's too late. When you leave, when people feel your absence, that's where respect is built as well. It's not just built in your presence all the time. And it's a sad thing, but sometimes you get more respect when you're not there. And this is a thing where, you see celebrities when they pass away, they get all their flowers, but when they were alive, they weren't as respected. Look at people like Nipsey Hussle, and all these people that have died but never got their flowers when they were alive. They never got the respect when they were alive, but when those people die, they get all the flowers and respect. And it's a messed up world, man. I'm just saying. But I'm just here to tell you guys, there's a difference between being nice and being a pushover. All right, that's the topic I really wanted to talk about today. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're new, please subscribe. Also, smash that like button and hit that notification bell if you guys want more of my videos. And I hope everyone has a great day. Thank you guys so much. Once again, I'm at 500 subscribers, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Big accomplishment. And I hope everyone has a great day, y'all. It's Mart the Greatest. Peace.